What up? We back. Different video, different week. Well, we really ending off the week because I don't think I uploaded this week, but I probably did. Just not too sure. Brain's been everywhere this week. But we back with some more of that shit. Not gonna hold y'all. This is 26 of the worst injuries across all sports. So this should be a good one. I ain't gonna hold y'all. We about to get up into it. Bam.
Elite Facts presents the most gruesome sports injuries ever. 26.
Gruesome.
Starting off with one of the most popularized sporting events in history, Mike Tyson decided he was hungry in the middle of his heavyweight fight with Evander Holyfield. He was hungry, he had a little nibble on his ear, and bit a chunk off. 25. Craig Peacock plays for the Belfast Giants ice hockey team, and in a game against the Fife Flyers, where he scored the Giants' opening goal, he would later leave the game after taking a skate blade to his upper lip. The result? 29 stitches after dumping Bobby Chamont over the boards. 24. Tyrone Prothro's life was derailed against Florida in 2005, where he suffered a compound fracture in his lower left leg that is possibly one of the most gruesome injuries in recent football history. Since this career-ending injury, he's had a crazy 11 surgeries in 10 years on the same leg to try to right the wrongs of that day.
11.
23. John Terry, Chelsea captain and thoroughbred Chelsea man, fell foul to an accidental kick to the jaw in a London derby versus rivals Arsenal in 2006. The former England captain took a swinging boot from Abu Dhabi, and he was left unconscious for 45 seconds afterwards. 22. Sean Livingston, point guard to the Golden State Warriors, sustained one of the most gruesome injuries anyone has ever witnessed in the NBA. In 2007, while playing for the LA Clippers against the Charlotte Bobcats, Livingston would go up for a layup.
That's how long
he would
Sean
come
Livingston
down
been
not
in the
knowing
league.
that
I
he
did not know he
dislocated
had
his
hair
patella
or he
tendon
was on the
and
Clippers.
tearing 3 out of the 4 major ligaments in his knee.
Dang.
It took him a year of rehab to recuperate. 21.
That's a real knee injury.
Aaron
right there,
Ramsey
though.
found himself on the end of a broken leg, courtesy of Ryan Shawcross on a rainy night in Stoke back in the late 2000s. It wasn't a malicious challenge, just badly timed, and the Welsh international suffered a nasty break that would take the best part of 12 months to recover from.
Yeah,
20.
it looked like it.
Danny Amendola dislocated his elbow in a game versus the Eagles.
Ooh.
It was diagnosed as a triceps tear at a 3rd-degree level, which means a complete removal of the muscle from the bone.
Dang.
It looked like he might be close to returning in record time, but he re-injured his arm, tearing the triceps further to the point where surgery was now required, and he missed 12 months. 19. Chris Cooper was part of a 2006 draft team that saw unprecedented effectiveness. It was in the 2011 season, last game of the season, where he
I can't
suffered
help
a
but to notice a lot of
devastating ankle
top-heavy
break.
players like that.
From that point on, it would
mess up
always be
their
a
ankles or
struggle
their
for
feet or
Cooper to
their
play,
knees or something
and he was
like
forced
that.
to retire in
I gotta
2014
work out y'all
because
whole
of
body.
the injury's effect to his game.
He probably
18.
wasn't even dominant top-heavy.
Morgan Miller, who's a professional volleyball player, got this gruesome wound while enjoying a round of golf with her world champion skier husband. Miller was struck above the left eye when her husband hit a line drive shot during the game. Luckily, she was wearing glasses which protected her eye from more serious damage. A couple dozen
She probably
stitches were
would've lost
required,
that motherfucker.
and some serious groveling from Mr. Miller as well. 17.
Dang.
Renzo Gracie suffered a broken arm when his opponent Sakuraba snapped it with a Kimura. The match was a
Kimura lock.
submission only, and Gracie refused to surrender even when he knew it would end in a broken arm. Either total man-machine or idiocy. You
Idiocy?
can be the judge. 16.
That's really
Catchers
idiocy
are
right
traditionally not big bunters. They lack the foot speed to really make it anything other than an automatic out. So when Jason Kendall tried to beat out a bunt in this 1999 game against the Brewers, things didn't end well. He dislocated his ankle, tearing pretty much every ligament. 15.
Damn.
Marcus Lattimore was a Heisman Trophy contender and a surefire high draft pick heading into the 2012 season.
I remember hearing that.
But that all came to a screeching halt in an October home game against Tennessee. A hit to his right leg dislocated the star's knee, reportedly tearing his ACL,
I definitely
MCL,
remember
and
that
PCL.
now.
14. Bryce Flory nearly lost more than his baseball career in a game for the Red Sox at Fenway Park.
When he got hit with a
sizzling
pitch.
line drive off the bat of a Yankees outfielder struck him squarely in the right eye, shattering bones, temporarily disfiguring his face, and threatening his vision. 13.
Dang.
It was debated for a
And
long
then it'd
time
be
if
those
this
type of
tackle
instances
was
to
meant
where
with
people
intent or not.
decide to go back
But
into the
regardless
sport.
of
I'd be
that
like,
fact,
man,
it's
you gotta
horrific to
just
see. The Arsenal striker would break his ankle for the
take
first
what you got out
time,
of that sport
with
and
a
then
second to
just
come
sit
later
your
in his
ass
career
down.
versus Celtic, at the hands of Birmingham City defender Martin Taylor. 12. Terry Butcher suffered an extreme gash on his head in the middle of a game for his country in 1989.
He's still
The
playing.
defender
Like, what do
and
y'all be
captain
having to prove?
refused to be subbed off and played on, completely with still bleeding bandages and a soaked shirt. 11. Darrell Boyce, a rookie center for the Toronto Maple Leafs, went missing in the third period of a
What
game versus the
happened?
Carolina Hurricanes. It was only later on that night via Twitter that his
Oh my
absence was
God,
explained to
bro.
all. Boyce was trying to check a Hurricanes player but missed and hit the glass. He cut it on the hole the cameraman's lens comes through to film. 10.
Wow, bro.
For anyone who doubts for a second that hockey is one of the most gruesome of the major sports, think again. In 1986, Board Salming of the Toronto Maple Leafs fell and was accidentally sliced in the face by Gerard Gallant's skate blade. The injury
Look,
required over
ice,
200 stitches
hockey
to put
pucks,
Salming's mug back
skate
together.
blades.
9.
No, bro.
Corey Hill
No.
threw a low kick to his opponent, who checked it like it was nothing special. As he blocked the kick, Hill's shin bone seemed to snap in half, causing Hill to crumble to the mat by the time his broken leg returned to his fighting stance. Hill had fractured his tibia and fibula, and slightly less importantly, he had lost the fight due to the break. 8.
Yep.
This is an example of when soccer celebrations go wrong. Like many footballers, Paulo Diago celebrated a goal choosing to leap onto a fence to give the fans a close-up, but his wedding ring got stuck as he escaped, and so did his finger, ring still attached. His finger completely detached. That's one way to give a finger to the fans. 7.
Ooh.
German footballer Ewald Lienen was attacked by the studs of his opponent Norbert Sigmund, and this was his reward for it. A sliding tackle was all it took to open this 10-inch wound, which required 23 stitches. Lienen was livid, but instead of rolling around crying like some modern players we can think of, he started storming around the pitch in a rage. 6. It's no secret that Mick Foley was famous for his hardcore matches throughout his wrestling career. His various roles included Mankind, Cactus Jack, and Dude Love. It was in a match versus Big Van Vader that Foley decided he didn't need 2 ears after getting his head caught between the ropes. He pulled through and ripped his ear off in the process. The funniest part is that the ref picked it up and threw it to the ringside. 5. This was the moment
I'm
that
gonna have to do my
brought the end
research
to
on
long
that.
jumper Llewellyn Stark's career. A compound fracture during a jump was the culprit, the bone piercing through the athlete's skin in the process. 4. Janos Baranye found out the hard way at the 2008 Summer Olympics in Beijing that 300 pounds plus is a really heavy thing to try to lift. As he attempted to hoist the bar, his elbow dislocated. The injury put him out of commission for 2 years, but he's active again and pushing for more Olympic glory. 3. Salim Sidiri has the most bizarre injury on this list. Tero Pitkämäki of Finland, one
This
of the
video
world's
was
best
not
at
what
what
I
he does,
expected, but I'm
rumbled
glad
forward and released his
I
javelin.
stuck to the end of
It
it.
sailed far off target to the left, and nearly 80 meters away it landed in the back of the unsuspecting lawn jumper.
Because this is just only going
Luckily,
to
he
give me
didn't
the
suffer too many
references to
injuries
the,
and was
the
back in
research that I
action
got
soon
to do.
afterward. 2. Jabril Cisse could be the most unlucky footballer in the world. In 2004, he was accidentally injured by opposition fullback Stephen Warnock, and he broke his leg in 2 places. Amazingly, he was back on the pitch after just 6 months in rehab. The story doesn't end there, though. Just a year later, he was running in a friendly game when out of nowhere, his other leg broke in almost exactly the same place.
Like,
There was no tackle
how
or
many
anybody
times do
near
you
him.
come back after that?
He
though?
recovered from both and continued his career.
And then the second
1.
time,
Easily the most
Nobody did it
gruesome
the
on
second
this
time,
list,
so.
and probably the nightmare of every person who steps onto an ice
I
rink.
feel like I've seen this.
Florida Panthers Richard Zednick
I
had
feel
his
like I've seen
external
this.
carotid artery cut by a skate blade. Fortunately for
He was
Zednick,
leaking all over the
medical
ice.
personnel were all over him as soon as it happened. And despite losing 5 units of blood, his life was never in danger. He missed the rest of the season, but came back strong the following year and continues to play today.
No, bro, I'm not continuing.
Thanks for
to
watching
play.
another amazing video,
It's,
folks. Subscribe for more from Elite Facts.
Cause then, you know, in the hospital, when the people be telling you how far such and such was from such and such artery in your neck or your throat or your whatever. That could have been so much worse. And 3 of the last 5 people in sports continue to make their way back into their sport they got injured in. And I just, bro. It's just like the Kevin Ware thing. If you was around or if you hipped or if you remember the Kevin Ware thing, he tried to play basketball again, and I think he ended up getting injured again as well. And it's like, bro, when is enough enough? Because not to, like, some of these people be having grit, but a lot of these people do be stupid as hell. Just because, I mean, you don't work so hard to get so far just to get knocked down and not try to come back up. But bro, your body is your temple, my guy. You only get one, so it's like you can't rejuvenate. And if you can, you ain't figured it out yet. So I don't know. I just like to say, for the ones, well, they did say all of those people are still alive after the injury, so they pushed through and they were able to get back healthy and they were able to get back in their playing field, so I can salute and respect them to that. But as far as the multiple, you got me fucked up.